Arpeggios. They're basically chords played one note at a time. That's it. That's the whole thing. There's a problem, there are two problems with the word arpeggios. First is, it's Italian, and so I don't speak Italian. I love Italian. It's a beautiful language. My wife is Italian. I think it's great, but I don't speak Italian, so the word arpeggio is like a little weird. Like, am I going to pronounce it right? Like, that's a thing, right? There's a little weirdness there. The second part of the problem about the word itself is the vast majority of times you run across it, it's plural. Arpeggios. Arpeggios, which makes it sound like, oh, scales, chords, arpeggios, right? It makes it sound like there's a body of things to learn. Do you know your chords? Do you know your scales? Do you know your arpeggios? And that is a real misnomer, because what it suggests is there's a library of stuff that you don't have, and I'm here to tell you that's not the way to look at it. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will learn about arpeggios. Now you're going to learn my take on it. And I teach them in a very, very different way than I learn them, because I feel like I learn them the hard way. And the way I like to express them and basically teach them to my students is a much simpler way to look at it. I'm going to show you how to unlock them, how to play any arpeggios, find it and play it. The big takeaway from this video is that you should look at the word arpeggio as a verb, to arpeggiate. This is an arpeggiated chord, right? Rather than a noun. Do you know your arpeggios? Because right now there's 4,017 possible chords last time I checked. And I don't want to learn 4,017 new things. I just want to learn one thing. And that one thing is the technique of how to arpeggiate. It's much better to look at it that way. Let me show you how it works. Okay, arpeggios. Don't like the word arpeggios. Much prefer the word arpeggiate, arpeggiated. I really love to look at this as a verb because it's just a technique. Let me show you how this works. Here's our A major chord. Chord of the day. A major bar chord, 5th fret. This chord comes from the scale. This is the A major scale. If we number the scale like we usually do, 1 being the root, you have this. Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. This chord is root 5, root 3, 5, root. And by gum, there's the arpeggio. Now, it's really great to put all of these in order. This is root 5, root. We really want a third here as well. So actually, the better arpeggio looks like this. Root 3, 5, root 3, 5, root 5, 3, root 5, 3, root. Boom. That's it. That's the whole thing right there. A scale, that's the fabric. The chord, that's the pants you make. And the arpeggio is the shirt. Like, well, all right, that's a silly thing, but it holds. Fabric, product, right? It's all the same thing. It's all one thing. I play a scale, I play a chord, I arpeggiate that chord. It's all right here. Let's just say, for example, that the scale now looks like this. Same exact notes. I can't play a chord here, but I can play an arpeggio. That's kind of cool. A scale shape where I can't quite get a good voicing for a chord to play, but I can definitely play an arpeggio there. Here's another example. Here's the A major scale starting on the 12th fret of the A string with my pinky. That's going to turn out to be important. Here's the chord it creates. It's an A major chord. And here's the arpeggio. All you have to do is learn how to finger the arpeggio. It's all right there. Scale, chord, arpeggio is just a technique of using the same information. What if the scale looks like this? here's the chord I can build there. It's just our A major bar chord, A string root shape. Here's the arpeggio. All I have to do is take the information I already have and challenge myself to come up with the solution to the question of how do you play that chord one note at a time? And that's it. Now, here you have it. It's just a technique. It's a way of playing the information that you already have. So the challenge is go take any chord that you already know. Here's one. Okay, this happens to be an E minor 9. It's one of my favorite chords. Now I can arpeggiate it. Here's a chord that I use all the time. D7 sharp 9. How do I arpeggiate it? I gotta just spend some time. I already have the information. All I'm missing to make this into an arpeggio is just the technique of how to play it. So there you have it. All your chords are also all your arpeggios. You already have the information you need. Go forth, become an arpeggiator. Okay, there they are. There it is, how to arpeggiate chords. Much more advantageous than thinking of arpeggios as a body of things you have to learn. It's a technique. You can arpeggiate any chord you already know, right? Here's a D minor on the 5th fret. Beautiful. Here's the arpeggio. It's the same thing. You're just playing it in a different way. Here's another one. A major, 12th fret, root on the A string. That's kind of cool. It's got some slides in it. When I figured out how to finger this, I decided that slides were the way to go. That's cool, right? It's just this chord. So arpeggiating, arpeggiate. It's a verb. Use it as a verb. It's a verb. It's a verb. Don't use it as a noun. That's the big advice I've got for you. Okay, I've tabbed all this stuff out, all the examples at the very top, all the stuff in the middle of the lesson, how the scales and chords fit together and how the arpeggios lay out. I've tabbed it all out. That's on Patreon and it's linked in the description below. If you'd like the tabs, head on over there and grab them. If you enjoy this channel and what I do resonates with you, my style, the way I convey information, the best way for you to show support for the channel right now is through Patreon. So head on over there if you'd like to show your support and let me thank you in advance. All the support from that platform fuels this entire thing for me. Okay, arpeggios, arpeggio, it's a verb, arpeggiate, it's a verb. I hope this video has excited you about arpeggios, gets you sort of like started on integrating them into your playing because it's a really, really great technique. I hope you have a good time with this and I'll see you next time.